I welcome you to this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, the TV program that brings you updates on the activities of NAFDAC at safeguarding the health of the Nigerian people by ensuring that only wholesome food products, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment are made available for use to Nigerians. My name is Amanda Ugo. On NAFDAC and Your Health today, we'll be starting with a detailed explanation about what Transfat is, the dangers it causes in the body, and efforts of NAFDAC to nip it in the bud, which includes particularly the recently gazetted regulation aimed at controlling it. And in the second segment, we'll be giving highlights of the stakeholders workshop with hoteliers and fast food providers recently organized by NAFDAC. Food is essential to life. The quality of food consumed determines the quality of life and, by extension, the quality of productivity of man. The quality of food consumed also determines the well-being of the body, which of course is the bane of NAFDAC's constitutional mandate. NAFDAC, however, in its fervent and consistent move to continually fulfill its mandate of safeguarding the health of the people, takes the issue of food safety very seriously. Among topical issues of concern to NAFDAC as far as ensuring food safety is concerned is the issue of trans fat or trans fatty acids in food supply.
In terms of fat and oils, it is one area of our regulatory activities that we have paid a lot of attention to in recent times. And in order for any regulation to be enforced, it has to be gazetted. So we did a press briefing on the gazetting of two of our regulations. One is on fats and oils and their contents in foods, and then the labeling. It is extremely important to know that fats may be good, but trans fatty acids, which means the ones that are industrially produced in order to make them more stable, is not good. Because the fact that they are stable on the shelf doesn't mean they are good when they are taken into the body, because now you now create an oil, when it is ingested, can start depositing on the inside the vessels of the body. And once you start narrowing that vessel, the blood will not flow as much as it should, and then and pressure is built.
The harm caused on the body are so colossal, and the consequences of this could be dire. There are several health challenges which are surges from the consumption of trans fatty acid, but ignorance has not allowed people to take cognizance of them.
It is extremely important for us in our homes to know that too much oil taken every day is not good for the body. On the long run, it will start building up in the blood vessels, and on the long run it may lead to hypertension. So it's extremely important to be very sensitive in terms of the foods that we take in. A restaurant in a hotel some weeks back, and I was shocked to see the level of oil in the soup. When I took it and I saw the depth that the oil occupies, is about 1/3 of the whole soup. That is dangerous. That is dangerous to the health of our people. Just like I said that it is dangerous to use too much oil in your cooking, in the houses or whatever, so it is dangerous to sell such to customers.
NAFDAC has been taking several regulatory measures in stemming the tide of increasing havocs wreaked by trans fatty acid content in the food we eat, which will ultimately help reduce the spate of non-communicable diseases caused by this phenomenon.
We are doing sensitization for our eateries. It is not just oil, it is salt that they put in, it is additive. Monosodium glutamate can be added in moderate amounts, because monosodium glutamate that we see in Maggi and all those, excess of it is not good, and we have to sensitize them. Many of our people don't know, so it is sensitization. After that, we now go to be where we've been doing that for some time, but we are now heightening things up. We'll be going to eateries to buy food, undercover, and test them to make sure that our eateries are making foods that will keep our people safe.
In addition to these efforts, NAFDAC also made regulations backed by law to mandate people in the food production sector to reduce the level of trans fat in the foods they provide for public consumption. These include sensitization, enlightenment, and putting in place regulations. The agency has, however, gone a stride ahead of our previous efforts to control the issue of trans fat. This is through the newly reviewed and gazetted regulation on fats, oils, and foods containing fats and oils. The Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, announced this to newsmen at a press conference held on Monday, 7th of August 2023. The NAFDAC DG began by giving a background on what necessitated the need for a gazetted regulation on trans fatty acids.
The World Health Organization statistics indicate that non-communicable diseases, NCDs, including heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, and chronic lung disease, are collectively responsible for 74% of all deaths worldwide. In real terms, more than 36 million people die annually from non-communicable diseases. Among these diseases are cardiovascular diseases, and they are the #1 cause of death, accounting for 17.5 million deaths annually. This is global, not Nigeria.
This action package of the World Health Organization puts before NAFDAC the challenge of working out a modality for its actualization, and so the agency got down to work.
NAFDAC, with cooperation, collaboration, and support of the Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Justice, and Transfat coalition partners in Nigeria, have worked assiduously towards achieving these two-pronged pathways. The coalition partners include, but not limited to, Global Health Advocacy Incubator, GHAI, Network for Health Equity and Development, NHED, Corporate Accountability and Public Participation in Africa, CAPA. I'm delighted to announce the following: that in Nigeria, we are already working with the industry and our partners to find alternative source to the existing partially hydrogenated oils that are the source of trans fatty acids in our foods. Most importantly, we have reviewed the fat and oils regulation, and we have a newly gazetted regulation known as Fats, Oils, and Food, containing Fat and Oils Regulation 2022. This regulation has addressed the second pathway for the elimination of industrially made trans fatty acids, with the limit of not more than 2% in all foods. In addition, the prepackaged food labeling Regulation 2005 has also been reviewed to take place of the labeling requirements for trans fat acids. Hence, we now have a reviewed and gazetted pre-packaged food labeling regulations.
There is so much confidence that by the time the regulation becomes fully operational, the challenge of trans fat would be a thing of the past, and the non-communicable diseases caused by it would have been reduced to the barest minimum. You have been watching NAFDAC and Your Health. The program continues after the short break.
As part of NAFDAC concerted effort to prevent incessant food poisoning and to safeguard the health of the nation, the agency wishes to advise the general public to take the following precautionary measures in food handling. Chemicals are not food, so do not taste with your tongue. It is dangerous to health and it can kill. It is dangerous to cook your meat with paracetamol or any drug. It can damage your liver, kidneys, or other organs. Do not ripen your fruits with calcium carbide. It can cause cancer or damage the kidneys or liver. It is dangerous to use sniper to keep insects and other flies away from any food products. Cooking does not remove sniper. Do not consume any mixture or herbal preparation that do not have NAFDAC number. It could be deadly. Too much monosodium glutamate food seasoning that comes as cube or in sachet can be dangerous to your health. Do not add any chemical to food or drink to make it sour or improve taste. Safe food. Everyone's business. NAFDAC. Safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. You are still watching NAFDAC and Your Health. In furtherance of our efforts at ensuring the safety of food made available for public consumption, particularly having put in place and gazetted a regulation to control Transfat and enforce proper labeling of food products, NAFDAC is not lagging in her sensitization and enlightenment drives. Part of the ways the agency has been doing this, which is also being continued, is the consistent engagement and interaction with key players in the food sector. It is in line with this that the agency, through its Directorate of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition, held a workshop with hoteliers and fast food outlet operators on ways of ensuring that foods they provide for the public are wholesome. Speaking with these key players in the food sector, the NAFDAC DG acknowledged the significant role of the hoteliers and fast food operators as partners of the agency.
It is my profound pleasure to have you all here today for this important stakeholders engagement with operators of hotels and quick service restaurants. This interaction could not have come at a better time considering the strategic role of your sector in the hospitality and food industries. Added to the huge patronage you receive and the need to be constantly vigilant and mindful of the safety and quality of the food you prepare to ensure the health of the public. I'm particularly interested in this interaction with you, and it is my earnest expectation that at the end of the forum, the sector will be better equipped with the technical know-how to ensure the safety and quality of food served in hotels and eateries. You touch the lives of people faster than medicines. You touch the lives or the health of people faster than medicines. NAFDAC, by our Enabling Act, Cap N1 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, is saddled with the responsibility to regulate and control the manufacture, importation, exportation, distribution, advertisement, sale, and use of food and other regulated products. We have 7 regulated products. Food and packaged water are 2 of them. This translates to the fact that we assure the safety, quality, and wholesomeness of food that is offered to the public. And one of the ways by which this can be achieved is through constant engagement, that has been said earlier, with key players in this sector. And that's why we are gathered today.
NAFDAC's Director of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition, Mrs. Eva Edwards, while also expressing her appreciation and recognition of the role of the hoteliers in food service delivery, spoke on the dangers of food contamination and storage, not forgetting to educate them on ways to avoid them.
It is a well-established fact that quick service restaurants present an array of fast food options, serving food and beverages in a quick manner, which is often convenient with the fast pace of life today. Nigeria's organized fast food industry and restaurants is estimated at 250 billion naira and it is said to have been growing annually at the rate of 10% in recent years. This suggests that the quick service restaurant is large, providing meals for a sizable number of the population. Urbanization, a growing working class, changing lifestyles of consumers, inclinations to eat out, and the adoption of digital innovation are key drivers of growth and sustainability in the quick service restaurant sector. Other drivers include the tourism and hospitality sector, where the hotels belong. The commonality between these two sectors is the aspect of food service, and this is where NAFDAC comes in, on the aspect of protecting the consumer's health and ensuring that the food they eat will not cause harm or adverse health consequences. Food contamination could lead to unpleasant outcomes, which are avoidable if proper mitigation measures are put in place.
There were presentations by various experts on food safety related topics like good hygiene practice, good manufacturing practice, good storage, among others. Among the stakeholders represented at the workshop were the Lagos chapter of the Hotel Owners and Managers Association and the Restaurant and Food Service Proprietors Association of Nigeria.
We have in place what we call team that goes around to do self-regulatory roles. We are self-regulatories. And how do I mean by that? We have technical teams that gets to go to our members' outlets to check and update the fact that we are complying. The quality is guaranteed. And that is why our motto, our slogan in Respan is, eat Respan, eat safety. When I say eat Respan, you say, that is it. You can be rest assured that wherever you are seeing the stickers of Respan at any of our member outlets, the meals, the snacks you're getting from there are of top-notch quality and they are safe for consumption. We look forward to more of these sessions with our members because we are always open to all these collaborative trainings and partnership with Respan. And you can be rest assured that our members always give their full support and cooperation to all NAFDAC officials anytime they come calling. And we want to give you our utmost assurance that we will not cease in giving this full support anytime they come calling. And anytime you come calling upon us, we are also there to respond.
We thank you and we appreciate the organization of this forum, this workshop. Of course, NAFDAC has been a key partner in ensuring that what we do as hotels, especially in the area of the products that we offer to the public, whether food or beverage, they are the ones not just of standard, but acceptable in Nigeria. That is, they are not outlawed. So we want to thank you for that very much, ma'am.
Officers of NAFDAC from the Investigation and Enforcement Directorate of the agency, acting on intelligence, raided about 24 pharmaceutical stores and supermarkets in the ancient town of Bida, Niger State. During the raid, several expired and unregistered pharmaceutical products, food items and other regulated products were found. The items confiscated were worth about 50 million naira. The items were so much that the vehicle taken for the raid by the NAFDAC officers could not convey them all, thanks to the Etso of Nupe, Yahaya Abubakar Kusudu, who supplied a truck for the evacuation of the rest of the products. The owners of the stores were arrested and are currently undergoing interrogation in Mina, Niger State, after which further investigations will commence. NAFDAC expresses its appreciation to the Etso of Nupe for being supportive of NAFDAC during the raid. also in its efforts to educate and enlighten the public on the dangers of selling unwholesome food products, drugs, agro-allied products, and other regulated products. The Benue State Office of NAFDAC recently held a meeting with relevant stakeholders on the agency's new innovation. The meeting was also to update these stakeholders operating in Makurdi, Benue State, on the activities of NAFDAC. The meeting was organized during a supervisory regulatory visit of the agency's director of the North Central Zone, pharmacist Shaba Mohammed, recently. The director, who was representing the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, appreciated the stakeholders for attending the sensitization program and encouraged them to be open to interactions as all their complaints will be promptly addressed. The stakeholders present at the meeting included the Association of Table Water Producers, ATWAP, Master Bakers, Agro-Allied Input Dealers, National Association of Proprietary and Patent Medicine Dealers, NAPMED, Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, and supermarket and restaurant owners. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
This is how far time permits us on this edition of the program. Another informative package will come your way, same time, same station next week. If you have any reports, complaints, or information for us, please do contact us.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Don't forget that it is a criminal offense to import, produce, distribute, market, or sell adulterated food products, drugs, chemicals, cosmetics, and medical equipment. By so doing, you are endangering the health of the Nigerian people. Let us jointly curb these criminal activities in our society. Till we meet again next week, stay safe.